Hey everyone, welcome to Recap Blitz. The movie begins with a wide shot of an endless desert. Golden sand stretches as far as the eyes can see, and in the middle of this lonely land, we meet a man named Windham. He is a professional photographer, a man with a passion for capturing rare moments. He had traveled here for one reason, to click photographs of the solar eclipse. With his camera and equipment, he spent the whole day chasing the perfect shots. By the time evening arrived, he was satisfied, his camera filled with beautiful pictures. Now, with his work done, he prepared to leave the desert. But while walking away, something unusual caught his attention. At a distance, he saw a small boy sitting alone and crying. Surprised, Windham went closer and asked gently, "Why are you crying, child?" The boy, with tears in his eyes, replied softly, "I am lost here." Hearing this, Windham's heart melted, and he immediately told the boy to come with him so he could take him to safety. But the boy shook his head and pointed in another direction, saying, "My parents will be there." Windham tried to stop him. He insisted, "No one is over there. Don't go that way." But the boy refused to listen and started walking ahead. Windham, though unwilling, had no choice but to follow him. He kept warning the child, but the boy would not stop. Step by step, Windham followed him deeper and deeper into the desert, farther than he had ever planned to go. Finally, Windham grabbed the boy's hand and tried to stop him forcefully. But in that moment, the boy turned his head, gave him a strange and unsettling smile, and suddenly ran away into the distance. Shocked, Windham realized something was terribly wrong. This boy had brought him here on purpose, to trap him. He immediately turned back, wanting to return. But when he tried to retrace his path, he discovered he no longer remembered the way. The desert looked endless and identical in every direction. Soon he was lost. As he wandered helplessly, the sun disappeared and night took over. Cold winds began to rise, and Windham started searching desperately for a place to protect himself from the freezing air. After walking for some time, he spotted a house in the distance. It was built just below a rocky slope, and a wooden ladder was placed to climb down to it. With no other shelter in sight, Windham climbed down and approached the house. Inside, he saw a woman. Her name was Alina, but Alina was strange. Even after seeing him, she didn't react with surprise, nor did she ask any questions. Her silence was unsettling. Windham explained himself quickly, saying, "I lost my way. Can I stay here, just for tonight?" Alina did not respond. She only remained quiet for a while, then finally told him to sit and have food. Windham felt uneasy at her cold behavior, but with no other option, he sat down. Though food was served, he barely touched it. Later, Alina showed him a room to sleep. Before sleeping, he accidentally saw her changing clothes. Embarrassed, he turned away and finally drifted into an uneasy sleep. The next morning, Windham woke up and went outside. But when he reached the place where the ladder was, he froze in shock. The ladder was gone. Now the house was surrounded by towering cliffs, and without the ladder, escaping was impossible. Trapped, he rushed back to Alina and asked, "The ladder that was here yesterday, where is it?" Alina calmly replied, "They must have removed it after you came." Confused and panicked, Windham asked, "Who are they?" But Alina ignored his question as if she hadn't heard and continued with her work silently. Windham realized he had to find another way out. He took a climbing hammer and tried to scale the cliffs himself. He climbed with effort, but soon exhaustion overcame him. As he rested midway, he suddenly heard children laughing from above. And then, without warning, a goat's severed head fell from the top, landing near him. Horrified, Windham slipped, lost balance, and fell all the way down. Darkness consumed him as he lost consciousness. When he opened his eyes, it was night. Pain shot through his body. His climbing hammer had pierced into his leg. He screamed in agony, calling for help. Hearing his cries, Alina came, pulled out the hammer, and dragged him back inside the house. She treated his wound, but still, she never answered his questions. The next day, Windham again asked her, "Who is stopping me from leaving this place? Why are they keeping me here?" But Alina gave no reply. Suddenly, Windham noticed a boy standing on top of the cliff. Excited, he called out to him for help and begged him to bring a rope. The boy agreed and disappeared. After some time, he returned with a rope and threw it down, telling Windham to tie it around his waist and climb. Windham's heart filled with hope. He began climbing with determination, while Alina watched silently from her window. But just when he reached halfway, disaster struck. The children above appeared again. One of them urinated on him, and others began shaking the rope violently. Windham screamed for help, calling to Alina. She stepped outside and begged the children to stop, but before anything could be done, Windham's head struck against a rock, and he fainted again. Now hopelessness filled his heart. He thought to himself that maybe Alina too had once been trapped here, just like him. Perhaps she had accepted this place as her home after failing to escape. The strangest part was that the children didn't kill them. Every day they would provide food, but never allow anyone to leave. One day, Wyndham tried growing vegetables in the barren soil, hoping to survive longer. While he was working, a boy named Lapis appeared on the cliff and asked curiously, "What are you doing?" Wyndham explained about growing vegetables. Lapis then requested him to teach him. Wyndham saw an opportunity and tried to befriend him. "Whenever you want, I will teach you," he said warmly. In return, Lapis threw down a packet of chewing gum and left. While digging the soil, Wyndham discovered a ring and a car key buried there. This made him realize that many people had been trapped here before him. That night, frustrated, Wyndham drank heavily. Alina tried to stop him from drinking too much, but he shouted angrily at her. In response, Alina suddenly stripped off all her clothes. Wyndham could not control himself, and the two became intimate. The next day, Lapis returned and asked again to learn from him. Wyndham told him, "I cannot teach you from such a distance. If you help me escape, I will teach you everything you want." Lapis hesitated, whispering fearfully, "I cannot help you when they are here, but when they go away, I will try." Alina, standing nearby, overheard everything silently. Just then, another child arrived, heard their conversation, and dragged Lapis away angrily. That night, while eating, Alina revealed something shocking. She was pregnant. Furious, Wyndham accused her. "This is your fault. You tempted me." But Alina calmly replied, "This is our mistake, not just mine." Wyndham had no answer and remained silent. The next morning, Wyndham woke up to Alina's cries. When he stepped outside, his eyes widened in horror. Lapis's lifeless body was hanging in the air. The children had killed him for trying to help Wyndham. Alina screamed in pain, crying, "My son, my son." It was then revealed that Lapis was actually Alina's child. In rage, Alina turned to Wyndham and shouted, "You are the murderer! Because of you, my son is dead." She struck his head with a wooden stick, knocking him unconscious. When he awoke, he found himself locked inside a cage. Alina kept him imprisoned there for 9 long months, until her child was born. During this time, Wyndham's condition worsened. He lived like an animal. Though Alina gave him food, she treated him with indifference. One day, he saw another girl on top of the cliff and tried calling out for help. But before she could act, the children attacked and killed her too. Later, when Alina came with food, Wyndham begged her, "Why are you doing this to me? I'm the father of a child. Either set me free or kill me." But Alina coldly answered, "You are just a tool, only a way for us to achieve our purpose." Time passed, and the day of Alina's delivery came. In unbearable pain, she freed Wyndham and begged for his help. Soon, she gave birth to a daughter. When Wyndham saw the baby girl, he thought to himself, "Maybe I should stay here now." But just as hope touched his heart, the children came from behind and slit his throat. He fell lifeless. The children then turned to Alina and said, "Mother, we did what you asked." At that moment, the truth was revealed. All the children were Alina's own. Before Wyndham, she had lured many men, built relations with them, and borne their children. Wyndham was just another victim in a long line. In the final scene, we see Alina holding her newborn daughter, whispering softly, "From now on, she will take my place." Wyndham's corpse still lies there, forgotten and abandoned. The screen fades to black. The movie ends.
Subscribe. Join next time for another story that makes you think and feel. Until then, stay curious and stay safe.